Admiral Zexathara watched the primitive blue world through the viewport of her flagship, the Dominance Eternal. Her mandibles clicked in satisfaction as the fleet of 300 vessels took position around Earth. The third planet in this unremarkable system had been broadcasting crude electromagnetic signals for barely a century, a cosmic blink of an eye. These humans would surrender without resistance, just like the 47 other species the hegemony had absorbed. "Communications. Open a channel to the planet's dominant governments," she commanded, her voice carrying the authority of 1,000 conquered worlds. The response came faster than expected. A middle-aged human male appeared on the screen, wearing what appeared to be ceremonial garments. Behind him, other humans in similar attire sat at a curved table bearing the symbol of their planetary government. "This is Secretary General Martinez of the United Earth Federation," the human said, his voice steady despite facing an armada that could glass his world. "We welcome peaceful contact with other sapient species." Zexathara's laugh was a harsh, chittering sound. "There is no peace, only submission. I am Admiral Zexathara of the Galactic Hegemony. Your species will surrender unconditionally and accept integration into our empire. You have one rotation of your planet to comply, or we will demonstrate why resistance is futile." The human's expression didn't change. "Admiral, we prefer diplomatic solutions. Perhaps we could arrange—" "Diplomacy is for equals," Zexathara cut him off. "You have primitive chemical rockets and barely functional energy weapons. We have antimatter cannons and shields that could deflect your sun's output. Choose wisely, human." The transmission ended, and Zexathara settled back into her command throne. In her 3 centuries of conquest, no species had ever chosen destruction over submission when faced with such overwhelming odds. These humans would be no different. 24 hours later, Secretary General Martinez appeared on screen again. This time, his expression was grim. "Admiral Zexathara, the United Earth Federation, cannot accept your terms. We choose to defend our world and our freedom." Zexathara's secondary arms flexed in anticipation. "So be it. Witness the price of defiance." She gave the order, and 50 ships moved forward to begin the bombardment. Earth's pathetic defense satellites and orbital stations were swept aside like debris. The human ships that rose to meet them, crude fusion-powered vessels with kinetic weapons, were annihilated in minutes. It was almost disappointing how easy it was. "Admiral," her sensor officer reported, "we're detecting unusual energy signatures from the outer system. Multiple contacts approaching at high velocity." "More human ships?" Zexathara asked dismissively. "Destroy them." "Ma'am, these readings, they don't match human technology. The signatures are sophisticated, possibly more advanced than our own." Zexathara's confidence wavered as her main screen filled with incoming contacts. Hundreds of them, moving at speeds that should have been impossible for the primitive humans. As they drew closer, her tactical display resolved the contacts into sleek, predatory vessels unlike anything in the hegemony's databases. "Open a channel to the lead vessel," she ordered, her voice tight with confusion. The face that appeared on screen was human, but this was not the primitive politician from before. This human wore a uniform that spoke of military precision and technological sophistication. Behind him, a bridge hummed with equipment that made Zexathara's own flagship seem antiquated. "Admiral Zexathara," the human said, his voice calm but carrying an undertone of lethal promise. I am Fleet Admiral Chen of the Terra Defense Corps. You are hereby ordered to withdraw from Earth space immediately. Impossible, Zexathera sputtered. Your species has barely left your home system. How do you possess such vessels? Admiral Chen smiled, and it was not a pleasant expression. You made the same mistake every aggressor makes, Admiral. You assumed what you could see was all there was to see. The truth hit Zexathera like a physical blow. You deliberately appeared primitive. The crude ships, the basic technology, it was all a facade. Not entirely, Chen replied. Most of our civilian infrastructure operates at the level you observed. But humanity learned long ago that the universe can be a dangerous place. For the past 2 centuries, we've been preparing for this day, the day someone would come to take our world. On her tactical display, Zexathera watched in growing horror as more human vessels decloaked throughout the system. They had been there, all along, invisible to her sensors, waiting. The hegemony fleet was now outnumbered 3-1. You see, Admiral, Chen continued, humans have a saying, speak softly and carry a big stick. We offered you diplomacy, the soft voice. You chose to see the stick instead. Zexathera's tactical officer's voice cracked with panic. Ma'am, they're targeting all our ships simultaneously. Weapons locked on every vessel in the fleet. This is your final warning, Admiral Chen said. Withdraw, and we'll allow you to leave with your lives. Refuse, and discover why humanity is the only species to prepare for conquest by making ourselves the better conquerors. For the first time in her career, Admiral Zexathera found herself looking at beings more dangerous than herself. The humans had done something no other species had ever accomplished. They had made themselves terrifying while appearing harmless. All ships, she commanded, her voice barely a whisper, prepare for immediate withdrawal. As the hegemony fleet limped away from Earth, Zexathera couldn't shake the memory of Admiral Chen's final words. Tell your hegemony that Earth is under new management. Ours. Behind them, humanity's secret fleet maintained formation until the last hegemony vessel jumped to hyperspace. The galaxy had just met its newest apex predator, and it would never be the same.